Hey, how's it going? You know what that is? It's a Roman coin. Can you see that? Pretty cool, huh? It's about 15 to 1700 years old. Guess where I got it? eBay. Yeah, you can get anything off of eBay. Set me back about $5. Yeah, this is a piece of coinage, and I thought I'd show it to you because guess what we're talking about today? Money. Who doesn't love money? It turns out that was the guy that was emperor when this coin was minted, and it's not made out of any precious metal or anything like that. It's just an old coin. But hey, for $5, not too bad. Yeah. So today's topic, chapter 10, we're going to talk about money and banking. Money's funny, right? Because you like it, you want it. If I asked you, if the genie popped out and said, "Hey, I'll grant you one wish," most of you would ask for a million of these, right? But what's weird about money is it's not good for anything, right? You can't eat this. You can't. It makes horrible toilet paper. It's not good for anything except exchanging for goods and services. And if you think about it, you have a choice. You can either exchange this right now for a good and service, right? Like, hey, I'll take a Diet Coke. Or you can wait. You can wait a year, a month, 10 years, 50 years, and exchange it later for goods and services. But that's all money's good for. So let's talk a little bit about money. Before there was money, nations used to engage in something called barter. And I don't really have to explain that to you because you've done it. There's no doubt in my mind hey, I'll mow your lawn in exchange for that cool guitar you got over there, or whatever. Keeping it ethical, moral, and legal. I'm sure all of you engaged in some sort of trade, goods and services for other goods and services. The good thing about barter is it does allow for the exchange of goods and services. The problem with it is that it's really, really time consuming, right? Because if you think about it, if I've got apples and you've got, chickens, so you got eggs, and I want some eggs and you want some apples, then the barter exchange isn't too bad. But let's say all I have are anchovies, right? And you got eggs and I want anchovies, but you don't like anchovies. So now I got to find somebody to exchange my anchovies with that has something you want, and bada boom, bada bing. It can be time consuming. So the first thing that money does is it lowers the time element because everybody wants these, right? The second thing it does is it lowers the cost. So it's much more efficient, much more cost effective to have a standardized something that everybody accepts as money and uses as money, and so that's the preference or the benefit of money over barter, right? Doesn't mean barter's gone, right? Barter still exists, and like I said, I'm sure you've engaged in some barter activity, but there you go. All right, now here's the other thing that's kind of funny. Anything can be used as money. Anything can be used as money, right? I mean, in the ancient world, coins were pretty popular, but in the not too distant future, paper, and now we're actually moving and migrating away from paper and coinage to other forms. Salt, seashells, furs, tobacco, tea, all of it's been used as money or as money in the past. And in fact, cigarettes, right? Anything can be used as money so long as it meets three functions or meets three criteria. And the first one is medium of exchange. Medium of exchange. What the heck's that mean? All that means is that it's accepted, right? So if I walk into Walmart and I get a Diet Coke and I whip one of these out of my pocket, is that accepted as, will the cashier take that for payment? Absolutely. What if I whip that out of my pocket and try to pay with that? Will she accept that? No, right? So this does not meet the medium of exchange criteria because it's not accepted. Ergo, this is not money in North Texas. Okay, so all medium of exchange means is that it's accepted by buyers and sellers in the exchange of goods and services. Okay, next is unit of account. Unit of account, all that means is that you can set a price. Because if you think about it, in barter, prices are cumbersome, right? Because you can say, well, a dozen eggs equals, 6 apples, but then, how many bananas is an apple worth? Or how many bottles of wine does it take to get, a dozen eggs? And so, if you have 1,000 products and you try to barter those 1,000 products and have to define a price in each one of those 1,000 products, you have almost 500,000 prices that you have to come up with because you have to identify the amount of each one of those goods and services, and money makes it super easy, right? Super easy to come up with a price. Hey, what's the price of a soft taco at Taco Bueno? $1.89. What's the price of a Diet Coke? $1. What's the price of a, Porsche 911? I don't know. I haven't checked in a while. Probably knocking on the door of $80,000. I don't know. But if you can establish a price, now you're talking about the unit of account. Last is store of value. Okay, store of value, again, pretty straightforward, right? Because remember, you may use this immediately to go buy something right now, or you may have to wait a while. And if you have to wait 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years before you spend this, you want it to retain as much of its value as possible. Okay, so this is just value over time. So I think that probably intrinsically makes sense, but let's talk about just 2 extreme examples, okay? The reason why bananas have never been used as money is because, you got to wait a year to pay for something with your bananas, and what happens to the bananas, right? They turn black and gooey, and, they don't hold their value over time. Banana is probably one of the worst stores of value. The best one historically has been gold, right? Gold, what's amazing about gold is it's valuable now. It was valuable 100 years ago. It was valuable 1,000 years ago. Hell, we know it was valuable 5,000 years ago because every time we dig up some dead Egyptian's tomb, what's it covered in? Gold. So one of the better stores of value over time has been gold. What about this then? Store of value pretty good? It's not bad, right? But think about this. This loses value every year at what rate? The inflation rate, right? So if inflation runs about 2% a year, then this thing loses its purchasing power, loses value by about 2% every year. But again, like I said, anything that meets those 3 criteria can be used as money. And we're not going to go deep into the history, but if you take me for Economics 40/20, we do spend some time talking a little bit about the history of money, and you'd be amazed at the things over the years that have been used as money because they meet those 3 criteria. Okay? All right, we'll see you soon.